to Linda's Pantry. So today I'm going to make another Super Bowl party treat. And I got this idea from a coworker. She made this recipe and absolutely loves it. And so I thought, well, I'm going to go ahead and do this, and I'm going to tweak it a little bit and make it my own. But it's a cheeseburger cup. And so you're using wonton wrappers instead of bread, so you're lowering calories. It's got all the flavors that you love of a cheeseburger, and it's shocking how much it tastes like a cheeseburger. So we're gonna do this, and I hope that you stay along. I hope you're inspired to stay with me on this one as I share this recipe. And then while we're moving along, if you like this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Go over to my Facebook page, hit that like button, join in on the conversation. Maybe hit my Wild Tree website. All those links will be in the show more box below. All right, guys, let's go make these cheeseburger cups. They're delicious. Okay, guys, I'm glad you decided to stay along for this because this is going to be delicious. We have some grated, and I did a really fine grate on this, and it's an extra sharp cheddar cheese because you don't need a lot. You're getting a lot in that one bite of cheese. It's full of flavor. So we've got that. We've got our wonton wrappers, our lean ground beef, some jalapeno slices, some diced up tomato, diced onion, diced mushrooms, some hamburger blend, hamburger seasoning. I've never used it before, but I actually put some out on my palm. This tastes good. It's by Weber. Some ketchup and mustard. And that's really what you've got going on, and 8 wedges of Laughing Cow cheese. You could do flavored Laughing Cow. I just did the light because I'm going to try to keep this as light as possible, and these are going to be delicious little light bites that everybody can indulge in and not feel guilty. So let's get started. We're going to start by browning or cooking our onion and mushroom, and we'll get moving on this. I'm going to take you over to the stove and get it started. Okay, so I did want to say, for those of you that watched my last video that was on caring for cleaning cast iron, reseasoning it actually, not cleaning it, but reseasoning it. This pan, I did it twice just to get it reseasoned. Nobody's been taking care of it. I like to kind of season it on the stove every time, and nobody's been doing that. And so it's back to just me in the kitchen, and so I'm letting this preheat, and it's pretty hot. I mean, I can feel that heat coming up off there. So I'm going to go ahead and get my onions down and my mushrooms. I want a lot of that liquid to cook out of these. So good. Oh my gosh. Okay. Little pan, I have to tell you, has been my favorite out of all. I mean, I have bigger ones. I actually have a collection of cast iron. I have a hard time walking away when I see cast iron. It's really hard for me because I think, oh, I need that. It's a different shape. It's a different size. But I have a pretty good collection as far as I'm concerned. I have a full set. I've got a Dutch oven that's so big that if it's got food in it, I cannot lift it. And that we use for camping when we have a big crowd, and I'll make a big pot of jambalaya or something. And then I have a turkey cooker. I've got my bean pot that was given to me, and when I got it, it was rusty and nasty, and I cleaned it all up with steel wool and then re-seasoned it, and it's my favorite pot. I also have a couple. I've got one smaller than that, and two different sizes above that until you get to the big one. So I've got a pretty good collection, plus all my frying pans. And I like to have a lid for everything. This one, it actually has a lid, but what's nice is the bean pot lid fits too, so I don't have to dig in the drawer for it. So you really want to try to keep your oil to a minimum. I drizzled a little bit of grapeseed oil, and I used the roasted garlic from Wild Tree because I love it. And you're just letting these onions and mushrooms kind of sweat a little bit, and then we'll add our meat and our seasoning. This is going to be a fun recipe, you guys. Okay, so let's go ahead and add our meat to this. And I've got a pound of pretty lean ground beef. I think it was, I think it was 80, yeah, it's 85. Oh no. No, it was 12% fat. That's what it is. 12% fat lean ground beef. So we're going to turn this heat up because some of this is still a little bit frozen in the middle. And this is another idea. Okay, you can make your filling for this and bake these off. Have everything ready to put in your little cups and bake them off the day of. And that's my idea. I'm going to do this today, and we're going to have that ready to go. I'll do some for you, but I'm going to have this ready to go for Super Bowl. And it makes a lot. So you can get by with, you know, if it cost you $3 for that pound of ground beef, and you could use ground turkey, ground chicken, and you got maybe $1, we'll say $2 in vegetables, and $2 in cheese. Yeah, another $1 for wonton wrappers, and you're good to go. That's a pretty inexpensive hors d'oeuvre platter, and it will make a platter of these for your guests. So I'm going to get this meat browned off. I'll bring you back when, oh, you know what? I'm going to add my seasoning. So you don't miss out on that. I want to make sure that this gets seasoned really well. And so I'm going to add, be nice if I could see the, yeah. I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of this gourmet hamburger blend. Okay, there you go. And that should be plenty, because you want the beef to stand out on its own. You don't want to over-season it. Got that onion flavor in there already, and the mushrooms. Smells good. Okay, I'll bring you back when I'm all done browning this off. Okay, so I have my beef all browned off, and I'm going to go ahead and get this. Okay, so I have this ground beef all browned off. The onions are nice and cooked through. The mushrooms have pretty much, you can't even tell they're there. I diced them so small. You want everything diced pretty small. It just adds an earthy flavor to this. So I'm going to take you over to the other side and put this in a bowl, start mixing the other ingredients, and get going on this. So meet me over there. Now that I have my meat is all done and the mixture is cooked through, we've drained off all the excess fat that might be on there. There was a little bit, just because the guys that are coming over for this one, they're not dieting, although you can totally, this is a Weight Watcher recipe as well. You can totally make this a more figure friendly if you don't want that excess fat. Like I said, you can do it with turkey. So we gotta add our Laughing Cow cheese in there, and I'm gonna get that into the hot part of this, get it started to melt, because it's been in the fridge. And we may have to pop this in the microwave, because all your meat needs to get coated with all this at one point. So now we're gonna add some ketchup. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about, 6 teaspoons or so. Clean up my mess. I hate that. And then I've got Dijon mustard. And we're going to do a couple of these. Okay? Because we like mustard on our burger. I love mustard on my burger. And I'm going to come back in here with that ketchup one more time. There we go. Just for good measure, and it's almost done, so I need to get that done. So then you're going to get this all incorporated. And if you have to, you can pop it in the microwave. Yeah, I could have left this on the stove, but I really wanted to drain any excess fat off of that. And, get my pan, cleaned up my pan, got that all seasoning right now, re-seasoning on the stove as we speak. I'm going to put this in the microwave for 1 minute because I think that cheese just needs a little bit of help because the meat all needs to be coated. Okay, and I will bring you back when I'm ready to start putting these together. So we got the meat is thoroughly coated with the cheese. I just popped it in there for 1 minute just to get that cheese softened up. So if you see any big pieces of white, you know, smear it through, and it's coating the cheese, and the mustard and the ketchup are all coating this meat. So it's all done. The meat's really to a small state too. So now what we're gonna do is each little cup, I put the wonton wrappers in here already. Each little cup is gonna get a layer of the meat, a couple pieces of diced tomato, ooh, just a couple, and a little, you know, maybe a pinch of cheddar cheese. And then we're gonna get another wrapper. And I'm gonna just show you this one, and I'll bring you back when I get them all done. But then your other wrapper, this is a double cheeseburger, remember. Your second wrapper is going on top. And you're gonna do some cheese, or some beef, about a teaspoon, and tomato. Just a little couple pieces. And I want a jalapeno ring because we love it. They're pretty. And these aren't hot jalapenos. So, and then some cheese on top of that. Oh, doesn't that look good? And these, you can pinch those together. You could do whatever you want. Leave them the way they are. And then that's how you're going to build this all the way around. I'm going to bring you back when I get these all done. They're going in a 350-degree oven for about 15 to 20 minutes. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, now look how pretty these are. There's 12 of these little ones. There's still a ton of meat left. There's enough, and that's how much meat is left. There's enough for probably 4 dozen of these, which can feed a huge party. And for little or nothing, really, for under $10, you can have hors d'oeuvres for a giant Super Bowl party. So, that being said, I'm going to put this in I said 350, but I think I want to do 375. Yeah, 375 for 15 to 20 minutes. I'm just going to watch them because they're little and see what they do. And you can pinch these up if you want them more cupped up, but I'm going to let them be original, and I can't wait to try these for you. Anyways, I'll be right back when we take them out of the oven. Okay, I just got these out of the oven. Aren't they beautiful? You've got to let these cool so they kind of set. You don't want them screaming hot, and you want them to set in that shape so they don't spread out. So I'm going to let these cool in the pan 5 to 10 minutes, put them on a plate, and I'll bring you back and show you how it is and give you a taste test. I'm excited. They smell wonderful. They look very inviting. They've got the red and the green and that crispy wonton shell and the cheese. I don't know anybody that wouldn't want a bite of this. So anyways, we'll be right back and see how they taste. Okay guys, so I actually let these set in here for a full 10 minutes. So they would slip right out of that in one piece. If you try to take them out too soon, the 2 layers are going to separate, and that wouldn't be a good thing. So we want to make sure that we let them rest. You can serve these at room temperature, and they just look like these beautiful little party hats that are calling your name to put on a plate with other hors d'oeuvres, and boy, a little dollop of sour cream on there would even be good. But we're going to, because this is a cheeseburger with a little jalapeno bite, we're going to go ahead and eat them just like this. So I'm going to zoom you in. I'm going to take one out of the pan for my bite because this plate is so pretty. I just really want you to see how pretty this is, and it smells delicious. It smells like a cheeseburger to me. So these got that crispy shell. Look at that. Got the jalapeno in there. You don't have to put the jalapeno. Tomato and the meat and cheese. And let's see how crispy that is. Okay, I'm going to take a bite. Here we go. Wow. I always say wow. That is so good. That actually tastes just like a cheeseburger. You can taste the ketchup and the mustard. You've got that creamy I don't know, I can't describe that texture, that creamy texture that takes you back to that cheeseburger. And the cheddar cheese and the tomato and then the jalapeno is really good. And low carb because there's not that bread, that huge filling bread. Yummy. That's absolutely wonderful. Boy, I'm going to put this down. So a real nice hors d'oeuvre size is 2 to 3 bites, or 1 bite, but I like a 2 to 3 bite kind of an hors d'oeuvre. That way the guest doesn't feel like they're eating too much. They can pick and choose what they want and have a variety. I truly hope this inspires you to try this recipe. It is super delicious. It's really easy and it was very economical. And I think your guests will be impressed with how pretty it is and inviting, and you didn't spend a ton of money. A little bit of prep time, but you know, they're worth it. So you do this the day before, put them together the day of, bake them off, and you're good to go. So we have some prep ahead Super Bowl party treats as well as the ones we'll do the day of. So I hope this inspires you. This is the end of my Super Bowl munchies, I think. I might come up with one more, but I've had a really good time making all this stuff over the holidays in this party treat series, and so I want to thank you guys for stopping in. And if you like this, give me a thumbs up. If you really like it, go share it on your Facebook page and maybe inspire somebody else to make something like this for their Super Bowl party. All right, guys. Thank you as always, and as always, God bless.